Welcome to TMS WEB Core version 1.4. Today I would like to introduce the TWeb Image Slider component. The TWeb Image Slider component is one of many new components introduced with the new version of TMS WEB Core. This is what the icon looks like on your tool palette, and this is a screenshot from the example that ships with TMS WEB Core. And this is the approach I've chosen to introduce this control to you. First of all, we're going to look at the demonstration, and then we're going to switch over into Red Studio. In Red Studio, we're going to look at the object inspector, what kind of properties and settings you have to influence the appearance of the control. This is the running web application for the TWeb Image Slider demo. On the right, you see the component, and the component or the control does not only consist of this image. No, these thumbnails also are part of the control. Also part of the control are these arrows you see. So this is normally quite some work to get this working with JavaScript, because this one is disabled and this one is enabled. You can click it and you can see that the focus goes over from picture 1 to picture 2. So the TWeb Image Slider allows you to display multiple images on a web page, and it also allows you to show thumbnail images or other navigational properties so the user can switch between those images. These kind of image viewers are nowadays common to find. For example, Amazon offers those if you buy a product, or if you are in the process of purchasing a new home, you get several images of several rooms of a property you might wish to acquire, so you get a better feeling of the home. So this is where you would use the TWeb Image Slider control. The control offers certain transition effects. You already saw the slide transition effect. You can also use fade. And then we also have flip. Again, this is all just changing a property in the control. You'll see it in a second. And also, you don't need to show thumbnails. You can also say, oh, nope, I don't want to show any thumbnails. Or you can pick the bullets, which have also become very popular on the internet, to switch between the images. Of course, if you show thumbnails, you can set the height of these thumbnails and how many thumbnails you want to show. For example, in this example, you can click the button which switches between two possible heights, and here you increase the number of thumbnails, decrease it again, increase it again, just to give you a feeling about all the functionality that this control offers to you. Looking at the design time view of this form, you see on the right side the image slider component, and all the button components, combo boxes, are on the left. So this is actually the design you would expect, and the images are included as part of the project. However, only the images themselves. So the thumbnail generation is being done by the application for you. Usually when you want to provide an image list or a slider of some sort, you always will need to provide two images. One is the image in the original size, and the other one is the thumbnail size. This is all taken out of your hands. TMS WEB Core will do that for you. Let's look at the properties of the Web Image Slider control. The main property you need to look for is the appearance property, which allows you to customize the bullets, the buttons, the navigation style, which is actually right here. So you can say, okay, I want bullets, I want nothing, thumbnails, and of course the transition effect. You can choose between slide, flip, and fade. All these have been implemented if you make a different selection in the combo box. So for example, if you look how the transition effect is changed, you go to the events, on change, and here you see that it is nothing but a change of the property value. And of course, whenever you make a change to your user interface, you need to make sure that the correct buttons are enabled. For example, if you don't want to show thumbnails, you have to make sure that these both buttons are disabled. There's one event in particular for the image slider which tells you that an image has been changed. So you can implement the onImageChange event. It is done in source code, so you don't have to look at the object inspector when you want to reproduce this demonstration. So going into the source code, you find here the do onImageChange, and that calls the show event info, and the show event info method plots all the information that is available for you. And of course, the image slider control is used to provide the active image index, the previous active index, and it also has a property that tells you which image has been clicked last. In order to add the images to the control, you simply add URLs to the image URLs property. And there you see it is really only the original images, everything else will be generated by the control, and for that to take place you have to call the method refresh images. With TWebImageSlider, yet another remarkable control is added to the standard set of components of TMS WEB Core. No additional purchase is necessary in order to use this control. It is part of TMS WEB Core version 1.4, and get more information on web.tmssoftware.com.